good night to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Thematic. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 5 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. And we do apologize for not having our program as we promised we would have done last week, Thursday. Then we tried for Friday and we could not have done it as well. You know, I will tell all you what going on. I had a slight medical issue. It cleared up, so I am okay now, yeah? Don't worry, nothing life-threatening or something like that. But it would have been impossible to do the program with what took place, yeah? And of course, we'd like to say a special good night to those of you listening locally, regionally, internationally. Those of you, well, somebody calling already. Okay, we'll take the call, you know, yeah, we ain't saying we're taking the call. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hi, good night, caller. Hello. Hello. Yeah, well, I know they're listening now. Hello. Okay, that person just decided they would not listen to their phone line. So, because I heard them listening in the background and you could hear the phone there and you could hear that they wasn't listening to the phone. Yeah, so, yes, those of you listening locally, regionally, internationally, we say a special good night to you. Those of you joining us on the YouTube, we say a special good night to you. Those of you on Facebook, we also say a very special good night to you. And once again, we do apologize for not being able to do that. I really wanted to. I organized everything too on both days, and physically it was impossible to come in and do it. When I see you all face to face, I'll tell you all what happened. But it has cleared up totally now, so I'm able to do the program. All right? Nice. And folks, yes, the phone lines are open. You can call at any point in time. We'll take your call. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Just one or two things. Remember, there are parliament sittings for nearly every day this week except today. Yes, so there's a parliament sitting taking place tomorrow. All right. And there are various bills up for discussion. There's the firearm bill. As usual, before the actual thing, I don't generally go deep into them. And I see someone is trying to reach us. Let's answer the phone line. Hello, good night. Hi, good night. Hi, good night, caller. Go right ahead. I wonder if the individual is hearing me. Hello, good night. You're live. Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes, caller, you're live. Go right ahead.
Hello?
Yes, caller, you're live. Go right ahead.
Good night?
Good night, yes.
Good night?
Okay, seems as though a child is playing with the phone. All right, nice. Good. So, all you check. Make sure, I don't want to call the number out and that kind of thing. We wouldn't do that. It's a child. Others in the home may not be responsible for what's taking place there. So just check out. Nice. Or maybe the youngster has something that they want to tell us that's very important. So just pay attention to the phone lines. Nice. Good. All right. Yeah. So, Sandra, Ade. I will talk to you when I see you. Yeah. So, folks, there is a parliament sitting taking place tomorrow. The lower house will be sitting tomorrow and Wednesday. So there's parliament tomorrow and there's parliament on Wednesday as well. So there are parliament sittings tomorrow and Wednesday. After those parliament sittings, there will be a parliament sitting, I believe, on Thursday and Friday, if I can remember properly, Thursday and Friday. And the bills up for discussion, one of them seeks to move the school age up to 18. Yes, so won't be able to leave before that. It seeks to move the school age up to 18. There's the other situation where there's the firearm amendment bill where they are increasing the penalties for individuals who are found to be making firearms. Yeah, it fellas does try a thing and they might be able to make a firearm or ammunition. Right, so they're increasing the number of years and the penalties, and so for if you attempt to make a firearm or ammunition, they're increasing the penalties for if you are found to be illegally in possession of a firearm or ammunition. So you don't have a firearm users or owners license. There are two categories. There are firearm users or firearm owners. So you have people who can own a firearm and carry it and so on, and you have firearm users. That's people who work for security companies, and as part of their job, they may be armed. So they have a firearm user's license, right? So unless an individual is a holder of either of those or a member of the security forces, they ought not to be found with a firearm. And if they are found with a firearm, there are going to be serious consequences in relation to that. The penalties are being increased. Yeah? Also, so if you are creating, if you're making one, it's how people could make it, Don't watch people so, right? And then everything online these days. So people could make. Then outside of that, if people are illegally found to be in possession of one, or if you are found to be transporting, in other words, you're importing, a barrel come in and it's a firearm inside it for you. A container come in and it's a firearms, right? So if you're selling, if you're carrying, if you're making, and you don't have a license to do any of that, the penalties are going to be increased. I'm looking at it. I pretty much see that it is mirroring the what has taken place in St. Kitts, the St. Kitts law. What I saw in the St. Kitts legislation is similar to what I'm seeing in the Grenada legislation. So it sort of mirrors each other and so on. They just had a firearm amnesty for, I think, 2 weeks or something. We are still within the firearm amnesty here in Grenada. So there are various things that we see taking place that kind of mirror in St. Kitts. I realize some people working in conjunction with others. So yeah, what is taking place there, you see a bit of it taking place here, right? There is one in relation to customs and that sort of thing. And there's another one that slips my mind at this moment. But it is important, as usual, for you to pay attention to what is taking place. Yeah? So if you've got the opportunity and you can tune in, no, we won't be broadcasting via our network tomorrow. No, we won't be able to sit and do that tomorrow. We won't be broadcasting the Parliament sitting via our network. What we may endeavor to do, though, is to take out the highlights and play it during tomorrow night's program so that you know what took place, you know what was said, and that sort of thing. So that is what we will attempt to do during the day tomorrow. All right? No, that the caller wasn't low. Is a child that playing with the phone, my dear. They tried to call back about 3 times already there. Just saying about it. Yeah. So, and folks, yes, the phone lines are open. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. So there are Parliament sittings from tomorrow going back until Friday. And I try to understand too, I know usually what happened before and what obtained before is that you would have a sitting of the lower house. That's the House of Representatives. And at least you give us 7 days or so before you go to the Senate. So I don't know what the great rush is this time around, but I will be paying attention to the Parliament to hear what is taking place there tomorrow and the different perspectives on the bills that are being presented. As usual, I will not go into detail on my perspective of the bills. I won't go into detail on it tonight. Tomorrow you will be hearing the various members of the New National Party team give their perspectives. You'll be hearing the government give their perspective in relation to the issues that they are attempting to address by these bills and how they intend to address those issues through these bills. And on the opposition end, you will hear their perspective on that as well. They will offer their suggestions as to ways to improve or areas that they see may not be able to work, that sort of thing. They will give their perspective. And then they move to the Senate later down in the week. All right? 440-737-7347. 329-3101. Those are the numbers to get on to the inside of tonight's program. And let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Yeah, good night, good night, good night.
Hey, good night, bro.
Yeah, Sheldon, based on they bring up the school age,
Mm-hmm.
up to 18 years. The reason why I think, in my thinking, that they bring it up to that is because they have no plans, no programs in place. So what they are trying to do, that is just like a scapegoat, right? To my knowledge, to my thinking, they're trying to run away from the responsibility. But they must understand. I mean, this is the worst government I've ever seen pass in the whole Eastern Caribbean. And these people are not listening to the young people. That will not solve the problem. What will solve the problem, they have to bring back the plans and programs that the new National Party have left there. Right? Because they dismantle everything. All the fly program and this program and training program for the youths. You understand me? All that have been gone. You understand? It gone away. And you see, I'm very upset with them because they lie to the youths and tell them that all the monies will be permanent, and those that are in fly, they're going to make them permanent just to get these people vote, these young people vote. And right now, there is no hope for the young people. Because think about it. Those that live in school now, what plans and programs that the government have in place to train these young people to put them on the job market? It is serious. I mean, we sit down there and we think that things are not is not serious, but it is serious. That's the reason why we have all this crime and all these things in this country. Young people are very hostile now. It's because of the hopelessness. And I hope that the government will sit down and put plans in place for the young people. All right, then. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much. Yes, 440-7377. Just a correction. It's not 18. It's 17. Bringing the age up to 17. And strange, eh? I find this government raised the age for everything. And, to get your pension, you had to stay a little longer. You had to stay a little longer in school, all these different things. I'm wondering if we're really heading in the right direction with that, or if really we should have been heading in another. Anyway, it will be discussed tomorrow. So not 18, raising it to 17. Yeah, that's what has happened when you read 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's going up to 17. So the discussions will take place in relation to it. You may have your views on it. You can air your views. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. It'd be interesting to hear what you have to say in relation to that. Also, there's another development that's taking place that I don't want us to lose sight of. That development to which I refer is that of what is taking place in the Electoral office. Yeah? You have a new supervisor of election. Not going into detail tonight either. Tonight is the night more for you all to talk than me. Right? You have a new supervisor of election who has come in at a point in time that the Electoral office is changing the electoral system. So I saw them send out during last week, and so I saw them sending out some information basically saying that they're going to be having a round of meetings around the island, and so they can interact with people in relation to the new electoral system that they're seeking to implement, and that they would definitely have to implement because the old system cannot be updated. The old system, let's just get that part clear, the old system must be updated. I think everybody agrees on that. Yeah? The old system is outdated. It does not offer the different categories of information that is necessary in this technological age. So it is outdated. I saw some NDC people out there, one or two of the mouthpieces out there trying to give the impression, look at the old system, NNP bring, we had to change. No. Just remember that electoral system was under the last NDC administration. Remember in the year 2010, 2011, so when you had to go through the re-registration system and they had to pass different bills because you now had to do the registration electronically, and you had to take your fingerprint and so on. There was the back and forth discussion in relation to that. And then you had a situation where computer went missing in one registration office before the election, all kind of thing take place. Right. So that wasn't under NNPA, that was under the last set of people. But the bottom line now, that system is outdated and you have to get a new system. But at the same point in time, so I'm very interested in hearing from some direction. I don't know where it will come from. But in hearing what was the reasoning for us having a new supervisor of election at this point in time? Was it that the person who was there before, for whatever reason, had to be removed? Is it that the person that was there before is now retiring out of the system? I have no idea. And I'm not going to give responses for them. I'm saying I just find it sort of strange. At this critical time, you're going to have to bring in somebody who is going to have to learn all about this now, because you can't really have the sessions out there and say that you're going to be bringing your supervisor of election. The rest of the staff, the senior staff there, the public relations officer and the assistant and so on, they may be able to speak on what the new system will entail, if a new system has been selected, why that system has been selected, and so on. They may be able to speak on that. Next thing we may even hear, all of a sudden, because I know that in one or two Caribbean territories, they have done it now. I know in one sister Caribbean territory right now, they've actually gone to electronic voting. Not just the registration system, they have gone to electronic voting. So it's not where you walk into a polling station and you have your polling card and you put your mark next to, no. They actually are using a system now where you walk in and there's a machine and you type, you type next to whoever it is that you're selecting, and so there's the pictures and there's all the thing there. So one or two territories are moving to not just digital registration, but they're also moving to electronic voting. So I don't know, because none of the system, we haven't heard much about it thus far. We don't know if that is a consideration taking place as well. Because I hear that people that be talking about technology. Maybe they're afraid ballot paper, you never know, right? So we don't know. So we want to know. Yeah? So I realized that they had put out some information stating that they're having. Then I saw something come through on one of my emails that it had been postponed. I don't know if it's the first one that has been postponed or all of them that have been postponed. But we need to have more information in relation to what is happening there, so that people will know. Let me see the release here. It says the Parliamentary Electoral Office wishes to advise the public that its consultations on the voter registration process in the following areas have been postponed until further notice. So that's the voter registration meetings that were supposed to take place this Tuesday, tomorrow, this Wednesday, this Thursday, and next week, Tuesday. So they were supposed to be having meetings Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and next week, Tuesday. And all have been postponed. Yeah? So is it that the new supervisor is familiarizing himself with the system? And if so, how did we find ourselves at the point that we have a new supervisor who has to go through the process of familiarizing himself? All right? So we need to get some more information on those. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Remember to share the thing now, man. Go off in the house. Hey, Kenny, what's up, bro? Yeah, special good night to you. Special good night to all the listeners out there in beautiful St. John. Hope that you all are having a wonderful, marvelous, excellent night tonight, yeah? And those are my good friends up in St. Mark who may feel left out, and St. Patrick, St. Andrew, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, or otherwise known as home. Right, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, special good night to you. Maxan, good night. I know you're there listening, man. I hope everything okay, eh? Nice, right. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside.
From the here device, Alex Soers on the wall here.
And so keep an eye on that voter registration system. Huh? What I will say is this. Huh? Now they're doing a new voter registration system. We need to pay particular attention to the lists that are coming out with the new system. You don't want the excuse on an election day that we had a new system and your name accidentally came off the list. Accidentally came off the list. You have a responsibility to ensure that your name is there and that it doesn't accidentally end up off the list when they are doing the new system. Because I assume, I don't like to assume, but I'm going to assume in this case that what they are doing is that they are going to transfer all the people who have already been registered up to this point into the new system. So that they are just going to carry over all those names of all the people who have been registered already, that will be carried over to the new list and the new system. And whatever additional fields of information that need to be filled out, that those fields of information would then be introduced and included and so on in the new voter registration system. Now, with that said, you have a responsibility to make sure that your name is on the list. You also have a responsibility to ensure that people whose name ought not to be on the list are not there. I listened to various parts of that CBI conference that was held in Grenada recently. And in and between, there was the talk about people in some territories. In fact, in one particular territory, at that point, they were not speaking about Grenada, but there's another territory within the region who actually have nearly as much people that living on the island under their CBI program. And some of these people were being encouraged by that particular government, not just to gain citizenship by investment, but also to come and live in that territory and become voters in that territory. Because remember, you can have a situation in what you call in politics a marginal seat, because if you win a seat by 200 votes or so, according to the size of the sample that you're dealing with, the size of the vote or so, or 100 and something or so, in political speak, it's considered a marginal seat. In other words, at the next election, it's a seat that could go any direction if enough work is done within that particular seat. And in situations like that, an influx of voters from any one side could make a significant difference. So you don't know if you may be seeing 50 people in a particular seat that became citizens of Grenada through CBI, and they may hold the balance of power within that particular seat. That was discussed in the CBI conference, you know. Because you had particular governments who are involved in the CBI program. As far as I know, Grenada never did that before. So I don't know if under this administration they're doing that now. But there were various talks about encouraging the people who are under CBI and who have gained citizenship through investment to come and live in the territory, to become voters in the territory. Yeah? So it is something that you will only know if you're looking at the voters list, because we all know the typical Grenadian names. We know the typical Grenadian names. We also know many of the names that are not plentiful again, but there are a few of them around. We know of the many French Grenadian names. We know of the various Scottish, Irish Grenadian names. Yeah, because of, slavery and all of that. We know, yeah. So a lot of those names came in like that. Yeah, so we know the names. When we hear a name that out of whack, you instantly know, that ain't a Grenadian name. Yeah, so then you can refer. So you need to pay attention to the voters list in your area. Because it would be wrong if a person becomes a citizen through investment, CBI, right? Okay, they become a CBI investor. They do not have an address in Grenada, right? They don't have an address here. They don't live here. They don't own property or anything. They don't live here. And that person ends up on the voters list. And they just decide, well, I think I want to register in St. George Southeast. I think that's where I want to register. And they just go and register. They remember, the law says that that individual must be resident consistently over a period of time of 12 months in that constituency before becoming an elector in that constituency. So it can't be a person who gains Grenadian citizenship through CBI and they fly down to Grenada and they go into a particular constituency and they just decide, hey, that's where I want to register. I want to register in that constituency, and they go and they register there. Or they are encouraged, because we know who the agents are, you know. The agents are, remember the Prime Minister that have an agency dealing with CBI and so. We don't know if he had a 500 or 600 people that came through his firm, because they're speaking about $1 billion. And I saw something from journalist Linda Straker today where she mentioned that while they're talking about, and I think I have it somewhere in front of me, while they're talking about $1 billion, it says government's revenue from the Citizenship by Investment Program for the year 2023 was $382.2 million, according to the monthly fiscal reports as published by the Ministry of Finance on its website, and not $1.13 billion. Yeah? So it's actually 382.2 million and not 1.13 billion. But you hear them running about that, oh, the best year ever in CBI, we get $1 billion. You see that kind of thing being said out there? Yeah? You hear that thing all over the place. So we need to ensure that we keep our eyes on what is taking place. Don't come after a general election and say we should have. Right now, we can. We have the time to. We need to. We cannot wait. We cannot wait until after or when an election is called. Because you don't know when an election is going to be called. I know, and many of you out there know, that the National Democratic Congress is actively canvassing the voters list. Are you doing that in your constituency? Is your constituency organized and are they canvassing the list? Or is everybody sitting and saying, well, somebody else is doing it? Is everybody sitting there and saying, well, no, it are people doing that, man. When they're ready, they go call me. Or have you contacted, because there are leads in every constituency, have you contacted the different constituencies and said to them, hey, I am willing to help? Have you spoken to the constituency leads and say, hey, I am offering to help to canvass the list? You might be an ex-teacher, because I'm telling you, that's what the NDC doing, you know. It's teachers that are helping them, because the teachers know all the young people that leave school within the last couple of years, so they know who is taking the age of 18. So they have been using them as a pool to get to know who to target as new voters. But also, they know who left school in the last 10 years too. So if they see a name in that particular area, they know the child, they know the mother, they know the brother, they know the sister, they know everybody. So you might be an ex-teacher and you're willing to help, contact the constituency lead. If you don't know who is the constituency lead for your area, contact the New National Party main office, and they will put you on to who that constituency lead is. Just say you're calling, you'd like to know who is the constituency lead for this area or that area, this constituency, right? By constituency. And they would be able to tell you and put you on to who that person is so that you can assist, because it's important to canvass that list. Let me repeat it. it is important to canvass that list. And it is even more important to canvass that list properly. Because some of you could never convince me that the last time around you canvassed the list properly. No. Can't convince me of that. So the list must be canvassed and it must be done properly. Those of you that can help, contact your constituencies, offer your services to help. Yeah? Become part of the solution and not part of the problem. Everybody sits at the side and say, hey, well, I could be able to, when they're ready, when the things start, man, they ain't ready for me yet. How you know when is the time to be ready for? How do you know? Because there are situations that, this is a situation that you do not control, that the new National Party does not control. And as such, you need to ensure that you are part of the process of ensuring that the structure going towards an election campaign is ready. Remember, you're speaking of, in a few days, this administration will be celebrating, I don't know what they're celebrating, but they say they're celebrating 2 years in office. In a few days, they'll be doing that, celebrating 2 years in office. And they say they achieved this and they achieved that and they achieved the other. Well, I'm waiting for them to come for the list and then we go talk on the list, right? Of what they achieved in those 2 years. So they say they're having a sort of thing. They're going to celebrate in a couple of weeks the 2 years anniversary, right? But while they celebrate, you and I, we have to work. I'm not taking myself out too. We have to work. We have to make sure that we are ready. That if they decide they're calling it next month, that you're ready. Because by the end of this year, 2024, and remember, we're already into June. This is our first program for the month of June. We're already in June, you know. I still hearing the fireworks and so going off in my ears. It's still ringing from fireworks. Yeah? I still hearing fireworks going off in my ears from New Year's. And now, we're already in June. So by the time you turn twice, you're going to be hearing Christmas carols. You're already hearing Carnival thing. And by the time Carnival done, it's back to school. By the time you're back to school, you're hearing parang. Christmas and year done. Back to New Year's again. And then Independence. So we all have a responsibility to ensure that we are ready at all times. And somebody just messaged me to say, NDC going and celebrate our sufferation. Well, yeah, that's what they're celebrating. How the country is right now. They're celebrating how the country is right now. Right? Wow. I ain't gonna read that part. Yes, indeed, folks. But you can call 440-7377. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside. Folks, I want to play something for you. Let me see if I could find something here. Yeah, let me see if I could find something. Let me see if I could play something here for you.
Girls, as well as the social relations between woman and man, are essential. This is why our Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Mitchell, saw the need to lift the status of the national gender machinery from a division to a ministry. Strengthening this ministry will continue.
So let me ask something there. He decided to move something from a division to a ministry because he believed, let me just get the statement there properly.
Overall, the unemployment rate dropped to
Oh, that's not the one I want. Be back to the other one. Right, nice, you.
show that overall, the unemployment.
No, you, man. That's not what I want, man. Yeah, let me come back. Yeah, let me come back with it here. Because what I'm trying to get at is simply this. Right? What I'm trying to get at is simply this. If the belief of the Prime Minister is that something is so important that you're going to upgrade it from a ministry, from a division to a ministry, then why did they downgrade the Ministry of Youth from ministry to division? Is it that adversely he finds that when it comes to youth, that they are not important? Because I know under the new National Party, you had the Ministry of Youth. Yeah? You had the Ministry of Youth. It showed the importance of youth to the national development agenda. Because you cannot, as a country, develop if young people are not part of the process of figuring the way forward, of working to bring you to that point and understanding where you're going, why you're going there, how you're going there. If young people are not part of that process, then whatever you put in place will not last. But we know that I was listening GBN News up to this evening, here in Ministry of Youth again, You're hearing Division of Youth. I hear them talking about some AI thing because we talk about AI on this program and the importance of AI. They run and anything we talk about, does run and try it. But if they don't understand the base concept of what we are putting forward, they will continue to have a problem. Don't feel afraid, If all they want to talk to me, talk to me. So they run and they're doing some kind of AI thing. And I'm saying simply this. When it comes to youth, if the Prime Minister found that it was so important when it came to gender affairs,
social relations between woman and man are essential. This is why our Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Mitchell, saw the need to lift the status of the national gender machinery.
So he lifted the status of the general gender machinery. He lifted it because he believes it's important. He moved it from a division to a ministry. But when it comes to the Ministry of Youth, now we understand why Empower program gone, basically. We heard, they're having an Empower batch in the next them weeks gone. You're hearing about, we're coming with this program. They're about to launch that program and all sorts of things. And they are focusing on the politics and they are focusing on how it looks for them. So they're trying to launch a set of stuff in the month of June. Don't worry, just now you go see the $50 note. It's June. You go see the $50 note just now. Yeah? So they're trying to launch a set of things around now and tie it in with their 2 years in office. But if they do not understand the basic concept of why you're doing that, what is the reasoning? What are some of the possible pitfalls in relation to doing that? And what are some of the outcomes that you're trying to get from doing that? And outcomes is not that you're taking pictures and video to put on social media. Outcomes are not that people go say, buy the government, walk in. Outcomes are when you see a young person actually start to develop themselves and become better. When you see young people starting to own businesses and earn a living. But that is not what you're seeing right now. You see the destruction. So he has decided it was important for the Prime Minister, yeah? Let's hear what she says here. We don't like to misquote people. We like to deal with facts, which is why we play what they say.
Saw the need to lift the status of the national gender machinery from a division to a ministry. Strengthening this ministry will continue.
Right. So they saw the importance. The Prime Minister. So I don't know if the rest of them within the cabinet doesn't have ideas, because I realize every time they talk, they have to refer to it was the idea of the Prime Minister. So the WASH program was the brainchild of the Prime Minister. Existed about how much years before. But anyway, the WASH program was the brainchild of the Prime Minister. To move this from a division up to a ministry, none of the rest of them could have come up with that idea and say, well, we need to move it from a division to a ministry. No, again, it was the Prime Minister. Because you see, they're building the cult of personality around the present Prime Minister. There are continuous attempts to build that cult of personality. And you see cults of personality like that in extreme cases in extreme countries. So when you speak of North Korea, you understand what is a cult of personality being built around a particular individual. And you see attempts at it here. You realize that ministers have to go and stand up on the airport when the prime minister come back. And that GIS, instead of going and finding out what's going on in the community, that GIS have to come on the airport and stand up with the cameras to videotape the prime minister walking off of a plane and shaking minister's hand. Waste of time. I think you come back. What we want to hear when you come back is hold a press conference and say how that trip has benefited the people of Grenada. But we know you all don't find you had to tell anybody anything about that. Up to now, they still don't find that they had to tell us nothing about that, you know. They could just go, they could go here. You all know that the recent conference that the Prime Minister went to, the Prime Minister and the Minister and so, you know that had partially to do with the same Samoa Agreement, right? You all know that the Samoa Agreement was part of what they were discussing, right? Now, you all don't know that, innit? You know why you all don't know that? Because they ain't telling all you nothing. They are not putting themselves in a position where the media houses, whether you like them or you don't like them. So whether it's a Linda Straker or a Kalisha Faria, whether it's a Kellan Bob or it's a George Worm, although I don't really like to consider George to be part of the media. But anyhow, he's part of the media, whatever. But that they put themselves in a position where these individuals and others can ask them questions. They don't put themselves in that position. Instead, they try to bring themselves into these circumstances where there are no media to ask them any questions. You can't say that about the New National Party at press conference the other day, open to the media. Your press conference, open to the media. Who want to come, come. Who don't come, don't come. Who want to join via Zoom, join via Zoom. Yeah, but they are not opening themselves to questioning. They're going only on these curated little areas. And then they come out and say, well, we did talk about it there, you know. And then, you know the next thing that they're going to do? I guarantee you, within the next 4 weeks, they're going to do a set of these quote-unquote town hall meetings where, you know, people like me can't go there and ask no question. You know, basically what they're doing is mini NDC rallies all over. We have a call online. Hello, good night. Hello, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. So how is the day with you?
I'm fine. You just go right ahead.
Right. You know, they always say that I need to know business. So the Prime Minister say they vote for change. So they're handling with the change, and when they just see it and they can't open them out and say nothing. So at the end of the day, now, that is what it is. So I'm still looking. I want to find the man who is in charge for the road project to make a rounds and look for him tomorrow. I don't know which part it is. Because the water rain falling and the water getting heavy. When the water heavy, it's going straight, but when it low, it's passed under the road.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, my brother. And again, that's the caller who called last week about that situation with the water cutting under the road and now damaging his home. And knowing the area personally, I know that quite a significant volume of water comes down there. It's like a mini waterfall with water coming down there when you have heavy rains, because it's coming up from Upper Lafem and it's coming down that road. So it's a situation that needs urgent addressing. So we know they're listening, yeah? Not because you all know that he's a supporter of the New National Party, but he's a Grenadian. He pays taxes as everybody else, yeah? He has made his contribution as everybody else. And as such, he deserves to have that issue addressed. We have a call online. Let me just make sure I get them on. Hello, good night.
Hey, Sheldon, good night.
Good night, sir. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Man, watch, the only thing our Prime Minister ever come back in Grenada here with is a carved head of bishop. Nothing else. And something I want to ask you about. It's a long time I haven't heard anybody get scholarship, you know. And I think all the other project that LNP had decided that NDC want to say is them one, you must call it out before they implement it. And we have a prime minister there, he doesn't care whether Grenada sink or float, you know. Look at the CBI program. They ask him not to take people from Russia again. He's still doing that. So he don't care if we get embargo, we get red card or blacklist or whatever. And that is how he is. He don't care what. Look, on the last moment, postpone the game. He don't care. And he not coming and say nothing. He can't say nothing because he shame the whole of NNP shame about this thing all going on there. You know? Good night.
All right. Thank you so very much, my brother. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. All you mustn't ask about why the people travel. Let me play something here for you. I don't know if I could play this one here. St. John's people, are you listening? St. John's people. Yeah, because all you got to verify some of the information here from here. So St. John's people, I hope all you listening. Nice, right?
You know, whether it be rightfully so or whether it be just to gain political mileage, right, and to score cheap political points, they have, you know, weaponized my presence and my active involvement in regional and international forums. Yeah. And I want to tell them that this is not new. What is new to them now is that they are seeing us doing the things that we go to do. Yeah. That never used to happen before. Nobody used to ensure checks and balances was in place. Nobody used no accountability. Nobody used to worry about accountability and to find out what are you bringing back. And so quite a number of times I have to explain to my constituents why I'm going and what I'm bringing back. Right. Not every trip, not every opportunity to go in a conference would result in tangible things as you get back. Yeah. These things require planning. So case in point, this Blue Schools initiative started since it was last year, right? It actually took 5 months. And so you wouldn't see me running prematurely to the media or social media to say, well, this is coming and I don't know the full details and I'm not certain that Grenada would benefit. I am a person, before I announce anything, I want to make sure that I'm sure as to it. I want to understand that we have a good agreement and that it benefits the country, it benefits the people, not just for instant gratification, but a long-term planning, because we talk about transformation. Transformation is not only within the 5 years. Yeah, it's a continuum and beyond 5 years, right? Whether we win, whether we lose, the agenda is the agenda. The National Sustainable Development Goals explicitly spells out what is required for the country to survive and for us to move forward. Right. And so, all
right, folks. So the people in St. John. So the minister says that she speaks with you all. She lets you all know what she's bringing back, because the rest of us are in the dark about it. We don't know. The minister says she speaks to you all. Oh, sorry. Let me close your mouth. I'm sorry, minister. I shouldn't do that. Let me see. Okay. So well, just move you. Right. Yeah. The minister says she speaks to you all in St. John. She lets you all know what she bring back, because all you had I didn't realize all you holding out on us, you know. The rest of us, so St. John people, please let me know. The phone lines are open, 440-7377, 347-329-3101. The minister says that she informs you all of what it is that she comes back with for the people of Grenada, because the rest of us don't know, you know. We have no idea. Now you're talking about the Blue Schools initiative, right? Wonderful, you've got that done. Yeah. But in 2 years, you've been out nearly every single week. Every single week. And they're saying, no, people asking for accountability and so on, because people did not have to ask for it before it was there. The new National Party administration, tomorrow is Tuesday morning, you knew for a fact that there would be post-cabinet press briefing. You knew for a fact there would be post-cabinet press briefing tomorrow morning. Once there is not a parliament sitting, there would have been a post-cabinet press briefing. And in that press briefing, and let me go back, the late Elvin Nimrod, our Minister of Foreign Affairs, would be there and he would say, I've attended this conference in Paris, I've attended this thing in Germany, and this is what Grenada stands to benefit from it. So nobody had to ask for accountability back then because accountability existed. You didn't have to ask for what already there. You had 3 mango in your bowl and you're still saying, I want 3 mango. You had the 3 mango in your bowl already. You don't need to ask for 3 again. You get it already. You wanted 3, not 6. You want 3. You have 3 in the bowl. You didn't have to ask for it. So there was no necessity to ask. In other words, who is all you to tell me about traveling? That's the attitude, you know. They weaponize me traveling. Yes. Of course they're going to speak about your traveling. It is the same constituents that you say you're telling. So I would like the constituents of St. John to call me tonight and let me know what it is that the ministers achieved in these 2+ years, going on 2 years now, what she has achieved for the state of Grenada. Because when you're passing in town and you look up at the Fort George project taking place, that came out of meetings with people like then Senator Simon Steele and various other ministers. So you could see something, you could point it and say, that came out of some of the travel. When Sayo go out and Senator Steele went out and he meet with people and come back, well, there's this amount of money under that project and so on, and inform the Grenadian people that I've come back from this meeting on the blue economy, and some of the things that were discussed were, and break it down so that the fisherman in Guave understands that he's part of the blue economy. And he understands that things will change, that there's this that has to come, that has to come, that there's going to be funding in, whether it's 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, but that there's funding that's going to be available so that when that funding becomes available, it could be a year later, they're able to point back and say, you know, they did tell us about that back then. So you had the press conferences, but this is what but who is all you to tell me about me traveling? All you out of order? All you want to tell me about me traveling? I'm traveling? And I'm talking to me. Well, who are you people? Who are you talking to? Your office staff in St. John? St. John people, the phone line open. Let me make sure it's clear. St. John people, the phone line is open. The minister claims that she's been telling all you. She's been explaining to all you why she's traveling and what she's coming back with. The rest of us would like to know because apparently you all have been holding out information on us. So we want to know. Yeah? So let's play the minister again. We don't want to misquote the minister. So let us ensure that we play her again.
You know, whether it be rightfully so or whether it be just to gain political mileage, right? And to score cheap political points.
Oh, to score cheap political points. Let me hear. No, let me hear. Who is all you? All you out of order and all you fresh. All you cannot tell the minister nothing about her traveling. All you out of order. You can't ask about that. Who is we? We rude. We can't ask about that. We should never ask. We rude.
Whether it be rightfully so or whether it be just to gain political mileage, right? And to score cheap political points, they have, you know, weaponized my presence and my active involvement in regional and international forums. Yeah.
And it has not been weaponized. It is that you are going, there is a cost to the state of Grenada, and Grenada is simply asking you, is it absolutely necessary you could go? Because we are in 2024, we were in 2023 and 2022, and there's a thing called Zoom. And some of these meetings you don't necessarily need to go. You do not necessarily need to go. You can do these things via the internet. So instead of paying $20-something thousand or $40-something thousand to take a delegation to go somewhere, you can cut the size of the delegation, maybe leave the boyfriend at home for once, cut the size of the delegation, and some people can zoom into the meeting. And then before you go, there has to be an assessment of whether or not Grenada really needs to be there. Does Grenada need to be there physically? Does Grenada stand to benefit from being there physically? Do we need to physically go? Because I could tell you, under Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell government, when you're going, you had to be going for some benefit for Grenada. You either had to come back with the technical knowledge to improve an existing program, the technical knowledge to start a new program, or you're coming back with the funding to do either one. Yeah? Or a project. You have to be coming back with something. If it is not necessary for you to go, you just want to go to say, well, Grenada was represented. That is why all you're afraid to put out now, up to this day, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell has asked that, all you're going on 2 years? So nearly a year and a half, he's been asking the question, what have you all spent on travel? But the response, instead of responding to him and saying to the leader of His Majesty's opposition and therefore the people of Grenada, this is how much we have spent on travel, this is the response. Yeah, there's the attitude.
It be rightfully so, or whether it be just to gain political mileage, right, and to score cheap political points, they have, weaponized my presence and my active involvement in regional and international forums. Yeah. And I want to tell them that this is not new. What is new to them now is that they are seeing us doing the things that we go to do. Yeah.
Well, we don't even know what you go to do. How we seeing them do what they go to do? What they go to do? Take picture? Because that's what we just see. They go to Lime. Because that's what we seeing. We seeing them sit down. They could do Colgate commercial because they're always smiling. Yeah? I don't know if they pass by Gentle Dental Care Clinic in Bruce Street Mall on a 3rd level. Dr. Julie Dubois. In the Bruce Street Mall. I don't know if they passed by Gentle Dental Care. And if they went and had their tooth and their teeth taken care of properly. But they always smiling. Yeah? Like they went by the professionals. But who is we? We're not supposed to ask about those things. We fast. We out of order. We fresh. Don't ask about my travel. I pull my red passport and I jump first class and I gone. Don't ask. Well, I don't know if they're traveling first class. I don't know. Don't ask no question about that, people. Yeah? Let me hear some more. Let me open back that thing there. Nice, right.
Never used to happen before. Nobody used to ensure checks and balances was in place.
So nobody used to ensure checks and balances was in place. Every week, there was a report to the people of Grenada on what was taking place. Yeah, whether it was checks, whether it was ATM card, whether it was old school bank book and credit union book, it was taking place. Yeah, but anyway, let me go down the road.
There's no accountability. Nobody used to worry about accountability and to find out what are you bringing back. And so quite a number of times I have to explain to my constituents why I'm going and what I'm bringing back. Right. Not every...
So, all you hear it, people are saying, John, let me pull that piece there because I want you all to call us and tell us. Well, all you can call and tell us and so? Yeah, no, call and tell us, man. The woman does tell you all. Nice? Right. So we want to know because the rest of we ain't knowing nothing. We doesn't see she on a press conference. We doesn't see she nowhere. Yeah? We don't know if all you see now up there. Because she says she living up there, so she does always be amongst all you. But tell us, yeah? Tell us because nearly every week, since this administration come into office, they gone. Yeah? And nearly every week, I probably one of the first ministers to travel. But let me hear.
Nobody used to worry about accountability and to find out what are you bringing back. And so quite a number of times I have to explain to my constituents why I'm going and what I'm bringing back.
Right.
Not every trip, not every opportunity to go in a conference would result in tangible things as you get back.
Yeah.
These things require planning.
So then don't go. There must be something tangible. There must be some technical assistance that you're going to receive. In other words, you're doing a road. You go to a meeting, and let's say Saudi Arabia decides that they're going to send some technical engineers to assess the states of roads around Grenada with a view towards improving your road network. So that is technical assistance. That is not money. That is not cash to say you get 20 million, you get 30 million, but you get in kind, you get technical assistance. Or they say to you, send us 3 or 4 of your technical engineers. We are going to train them for 6 months. We are going to provide training for them so that then they can come back in Grenada and provide that service for you until they retire and train other people in that area. That is tangible. That is something that the country can use. Or you go and they may say, well, okay, we're going to give you some funding, some grant funding towards doing your feeder roads or whatever. But you need to write a project proposal. So you come back to Grenada knowing that, hey, that project writing team start before you reach back. You already call them and they say, hey, start to put together a project and so to send to the Saudi Arabians because they're offering us 10 million US to do some feeder roads in 3 areas. So put together a project, choose the areas that need the most. So before you even leave and reach back in Grenada, the project don't start to write. By the time you reach back, you go through the different aspects of it and so you get it verified, you go through the proper channels and then you get that project off to the people. But you can come back into Grenada and say clearly that this funding is available, that we are going after that funding, or we've already signed a MOU that is going to provide that funding to the people of Grenada. But you don't just go and say, well, you can't get nothing tangible. So we're going for, if there's nothing tangible, if there's not cash or kind, then we're going for because you're using cash from here to go. So there must be cash or kind, something tangible that is going to be received on this end if you're going on that end. So don't give us this, sometimes there's nothing tangible. Then don't go. Stay. Anyway, let me don't give them advice. Go. All you go. Yeah. All you go.
Not every trip, not every opportunity to go in a conference would result in tangible things as you get back.
Yeah.
These things require planning. So case in point, this Blue Schools initiative started saying,
but some of them, okay, so you don't get it as you get, it's not tangible as you get back. Right. So it means that you have to start the work and we are not hearing anything. But she talked to the people in St. John. St. John people, I said the phone line open. Let us know. The minister has spoken to you all. And if she don't say it, just call and say that. All right.
It was last year,
Yeah.
right? It actually took 5 months. And so you won't see me running prematurely to the media or social media to say, well, this is coming and I don't know the full details and I'm not certain that Grenada would benefit.
She don't know the full. Then what you was doing at the meeting if you don't know the full details? Now, I think is that you say there, man. You ain't running to the media because you don't know the full details. You must know the full details as you that. Well, who go? Okay.
It actually took 5 months. And so you won't see me running prematurely to the media or social media to say, well, this is coming and I don't know the full details and I'm not certain that Grenada would benefit. I am a person.
Then where's the sense going? We have a call on the line. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, good night.
Good night.
How are you?
I'm quite fine, actually.
Them St. John people, they shame, they can't open their mouth. I hope the opposition leader listening to these people how they line. These girls know how to speak to people. She already tangible. What to bring them back? You have to have a plan. Even doing a house, you have to have a plan how you want your house. You can't go in a place and then you don't know what you're about to. She already yet. Then you go back to school. Tell us to back to school, please. Have a nice night.
Thank you very much, caller. No, St. John people, you see, St. John people can't call and say what she said because it is not the truth. It is not the truth. Anybody in St. John, call me. Yes. Thank you, Tati. All ye commoners within the parish of Guave, the parish of St. John, Guave and surrounding areas. The number is 440-7377. You also have got the opportunity to call us via WhatsApp utilizing that very same number. Just bar 1473 in front of it. Yeah? So you can call us via the WhatsApp and you can call us directly. And if you happen to have traveled and you're in North America, so you are somewhere between California and Maryland and North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, or you're in Florida, or you're in New York, or you're in Washington, D.C., or you're in Alberta in Canada, you're in Quebec, you're in Toronto, wherever you are. Even if you're up in Alaska, you can call us on 347-329-3101 because apparently conversations are taking place with you all that the rest of us are unaware of. And therefore, we plead with you all to please give us a buzz and let us know what your dear minister has brought back for the people of Grenada. Because like all you know, we don't know. Right? We want to know. Nice? Yeah, let me hear.
Before I announce anything, I want to make sure that I'm sure as to it. I want to understand that we have a good agreement and that it benefits the country. It benefits the people, not just for instant gratification, but a long-term planning. Because we talk about transformation. Transformation is not only within the 5 years.
Yeah, we see transformation from having press conferences to not having press conferences. Anyway, we're just commoners. We are commoners. We have no, we rude. We can't ask them. Tate. We are commoners. Alban. All ye commoners. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yes, indeed. And remember again, Parliament will be sitting tomorrow. The lower house, House of Representatives, will be sitting tomorrow, and various bills up for discussion, changing the age for schooling and the Firearm Amendment Act and all those sort of things. That will be coming up tomorrow. Yeah, in fact, I can guarantee you Wednesday and Thursday's program, we may be playing some of the New National Party members, what they said in the Parliament. We're going to try to play as much of that for you on Thursday and on Wednesday. So look out for that. Yeah, we're going to try to play as much of that as possible for you. So at least you will hear the presentations and what our side had to say in relation to those bills. In case you didn't get the opportunity to do it live, we'll attempt to bring that to you so you can hear what was said. So that's for Wednesday and Thursday. All right. In the interim, all e-commoners, 440-7377, 347-329-3101. We fast. We have no right to ask. We have to harsh we mouth. We too rude. Yeah, we have to have some brotopsy. Yeah. We can't run with the big dogs. I mean big boys. We can't run with them. Yeah. We have to stay in we corner. Don't ask about travel and don't try to weaponize it. Don't ask about that. That's weaponizing it. Yeah? We have to stop that. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call on the inside, folks. Please remember the donations. Yeah? The box has been empty. Yeah? So whether it's $5, whether it's $10, whether it's $50, or you could give more than $50, the donation box is empty. We do have things that we have to always be doing in studio. There are people that approach us, and I did send out, if you check my personal Facebook page, I did place it there, and maybe I should place it on the Talking Points Facebook page as well. That 3-year-old child that needs all of our assistance. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon. The only conversation she does have is with Jerry Eno.
Well, I don't know. Maybe, well, he's a constituent, so he does qualify. Hello? Where's she gone, boy? Well, he's a constituent, and he qualifies, so maybe is she talking about? I don't know. You know, let's tell us. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Shalom, good night.
Good night, my dear. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yes,
I'm
all ye commoners.
I'm here and I'm waiting, listening to hear someone that was privy to the conversation call and say, well, yes, this was said, that was said, that's what we were told, and that's what we know so far. But me not being a commoner, I'm not privy to the conversation. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like in limbo now.
You might be
because
a big
I don't
dog.
even hear nobody saying anything. Nobody don't even saying, well, this is what was said, that is what was said. Nothing of this sort. So I'm in limbo now. I'm wondering, well, if I'm not a commoner, maybe I'm an alien, because maybe it's alien. This conversation is not being referred to aliens. At least somebody would have said something. I mean, somebody would have called me and said, me, look, such and such has been said, but nothing. So I'm waiting to hear somebody call and say, this is what the MIA came back with, and this is what we have, and this is what we'll be getting, but nothing so far. So I don't see myself as a commoner. Right now, maybe I'm an alien, so I'm still waiting.
Maybe you might be a big dog, you know. You never know.
No.
Sorry, I mean a big boy.
I don't fall in that big dog.
Sorry, maybe it's a big boy. I meant big boy.
I'm not a commoner. I'm not a big dog. Maybe I'm an alien, because I could be maybe from somewhere else, and I'm living in the wrong place. I don't know. But nothing. Come on. Nothing.
Maybe someone would be able to give us some
where
realistic info.
Where are the associate? Where are the props? Where are the shoulders? Where nobody could call and say something? Nobody could call and say something? Somebody called earlier on, and the person said they shame, which is true. They shame. And I know they're listening, they know my voice. They shame.
My dear, I thank you so very much for your
I could even
call.
spell it for them. The SHAMER cap. The shame. Good night.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. No, so seriously now. An allegation has been made, not by myself. Let's just make this clear. This is not an allegation that is being laid at the feet of the people of St. John by myself, Sheldon Scott, Talking Points, or the Talking Points family. We are not the ones that are laying that allegation at the feet of the people of St. John. The allegation is being laid at the feet of the people of St. John by your MP herself, not by the rest of us commoners. No, not by the rest of... I ain't no big dog or big boy. I don't know. I not me. So I am very interested, because I'm always interested in climate issues. I have my own concepts of how, not the New National Party has its concepts and so, but I have my own personal concepts of how you move forward when it comes to climate change, even waste disposal and all those sort of things, right? But it's going to be interesting to hear. We have a call online. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Okay, so I will have to make note of that number and call right after, so that the parent of that child will ensure that they stay away from the phone line. All right, we've got a caller online. Let's go back to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Sheldon.
Hi, my dear.
Some time ago, one of her supporters said that anything you want to hear, you have to go online. Because they don't see how, they don't hear they don't know nothing, you have to go online. Well, are they on all lines? Are they on electricity line? Are they on telephone line? Are they on closed line, and I still don't hearing anything?
You're on closed line. I
don't know which line I don't know which line I have to go on again to get to hear anything.
Well, here's what. I'm going to solve that problem for you very shortly. Yeah? Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm going to solve that problem for you very shortly. I'm going to play a clip for you.
Okay.
All right.
All
my
right,
dear.
go ahead. Mhm.
Yes, indeed. So let me play the clip. Yeah, I wonder if this clip is it. Yeah, there's it, boy. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. You're talking about online, but I ain't know for online, because the minister says she doesn't put in online. I don't know.
In inverted commas, once they see drains, once they see like a concrete walkway, once they see them kind of little things on them that, MP almost instantly, that is something that they have to do. It's not transformational. That's my duty, right? If there's no way for any road access, that's my duty to ensure that the Ministry of Infrastructure prioritize these things. So you would not see me going on social media to post and glamorize those.
So you can't go on social media to see it because she's not going on social media to do that. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good evening. Hello. You see? Yeah, those children and them and all know the number. Yeah, them children and them calling too. Them children and them are issues, May want to say, hey, we do hard thing in the school feeding program. So sometimes you have to try and listen to the children. So my friend who called a short while ago, you're here. You can't check social media. You hear what the minister had to say? Let me hear what she had to say.
That the Ministry of Infrastructure prioritize these things. So you would not see me going on social media to post and glamorize those things that I obviously have to do.
And it's being done.
Right, and it's being and
right. So them thing being done, but they're not posted. Don't go on social media to look for the minister. She not going to be posting them thing to who is only to ask for that. She not posting it to no social media. Because she had to do them thing on them, so she not posting it to social media. So I am pretty sure, and you all may take the liberty to do so at this point in time. Open up another page and go. I am pretty sure that if you go to the minister's page, you ain't gonna see no drain and you ain't gonna see no road and you ain't gonna see them kind of thing being done. All right? Not that they're not being done, and the minister says she ain't believe in posting them thing to social media. And right. So the minister ain't posting them thing to social. Wonder how my friend knows that clip are going and play next. How you know that, gal? The minister say, don't do that. All right? Yes, the minister say, don't do that. 440-7377. Yes, 440-7377. 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program, yeah?
Max, and I'm always there in my constituency. I live there. I am easily accessible. I'm one phone call away. Reach out to me, feel free.
Would you like to shed some light on your constituency days?
So my constituency days are on Thursdays. I try to go out in the field on Sundays. So you won't see that promoting on social media because I...
Okay, so remember, the minister says she not promoting anything on social media. She live in the constituency. She always there. So you all can go and check the minister. I helping out and I let you all know what days the minister does be there and think, yeah, talking points helping, right? We giving you out here. We helping you. We want the people of St. John to be able to find you. All right, so we helping. Nice. Good.
I try to go out in the field on Sundays. So you won't see that promoting on social media because I think,
So if all you go on the minister's page, you all will not see anything in relation to that. Folks, let me take a short break here because there are some children that are playing with the phone line. I don't want to call the number out because I don't want to do that to the parents because the children are doing it, but the parents need to be paying attention. Yes, so let me just take a short break here. Call the number, speak to the parents and get them to stop blocking the phone line because they're calling like every three seconds or so. They're just dialing and hang up and dial and hang up. So let me call.
I am giving you warning. And you say it's get ready to worship Jesus. I am giving you
Yeah, and as soon as I go to take a caller came through. Hello, good night.
Sheldon,
Yes, sir.
anything you want to know about Guam, you have a man that's taking what doing the Guam, cleaning the park and so on. That is the man you have to ask. Because people say N D equals in Alomora. You have no reason. A big businessman, and all days which she doesn't date, she pays, she does go online
Okay.
You have a business place, a club. If you go there now, you see nice there. Nobody discipline them.
Okay,
They are not
my
to tell go people what they doing. Every time is W, they're going to. Somebody go place where you have to go to see her. She fence strong, put her tie and people can go. Nobody will discipline them. They bad mind. They don't good. Have a nice night.
All right, thank you. Yes, boy. Sometimes that phone beep does come in just at the right time because I hope it's not what I think they was going and say that they say, but I want it to be fault. Eh? Nice, right. So let me try and see if I could get through to the parents of that child or children who are calling so that we could get them to loosen up the line now. Yeah.
I am giving you put up your watch it. Jesus Christ is in the air. Look at tonight, the mighty man of God. Somebody big up Jesus.
You know, I have an even better idea. Let me send that number to, I know who are sending that number to. They go deal with it for me. Yeah, rather than I have to take time off the program and go and deal with that, right? I have somebody go deal with that for me. Let me just make sure I send the correct number to them. I don't want them, because the children are blocking the phone line. They've been calling from the time we start. I know they like to hear Uncle Sheldon. So I'm vexed with them. You realize I'm smiling and thing. But yeah. Medair, handle for me. All right, nice, good, yeah. I sent it to you alone. I ain't said if I send it in that group and thing, they all kind of people call and think nice, right? Just I know you go deal with it diplomatically. Yeah, the children of them like to hear Uncle Sheldon, so they want to talk to him directly. You know me and children already. All right. 440-7377 347-329-3101. We have a call online. Hello, good night. Hello. Yes, sir. Good night.
Sheldon, good night. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good enough. I was listening to I hear say you were sick. I hope that you get better right now.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay for now.
I can hear you good, you know.
No, I said I'm okay for now, but you go ahead.
All right. Listen me. You see this children are playing on the phone there?
Mm-hmm.
I believe they are distraction. If somebody might make this children and then do this nonsense. Just to prevent you from getting calls from concerned people.
Well, let me look on the bright side. Let me think it's just some children that like to hear Uncle Sheldon, so they want to talk to Uncle Sheldon directly and tell him hello.
There is one point, but the main point I want to make. You tell me, you three saying that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is Parliament and Senate.
Yeah.
Right. There is something what was said by the Attorney General. Before I think even they was elected in the Senate, that they drew out a plan for CBI program, a 6-point plan.
Mm-hmm.
You have any idea of it?
Yeah, I'm quite aware of it. Yes.
Would that be coming up in Parliament? To pass it as a law?
The Attorney General is a big hypocrite. You'll never see it in Parliament.
I know.
The Attorney General is a big hypocrite. You will never see that in Parliament. Plain talk, bad manners.
That is what they said. They said that to the Grenadian people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say, let me call you and find out if that is on the agenda. I partner, take care and have a good evening.
It is not. Okay, my brother. Yes, indeed. 440-7377 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers you can call for you to get on the inside. So, my good friend who called earlier, do not look on social media. The minister is posting them to social media. And she's always in the constituency. The people are saying, John, you see, they agree with what the minister say. They ain't calling, right? So they agree with what the minister say. All right, nice. So we're taking the minister word for it. Nice, good, nice. Yeah, so let me hear again.
And I'm always there in my constituency. I live there. I am easily accessible. I'm one phone call away. Reach out to me, feel free.
Would you like to shed some light on your constituency days?
So my constituency days are on Thursdays. I try to go out in the field on Sundays. So you won't see that promoting on social media because I think, while we want...
Yeah, they ain't go promote them thing on social media, and so you ain't go see that. Forget that. When they go out on a Sunday and they go and meet people and things, that not for social media and thing. Roads, different things that you're doing in the constituency, that is not for social media either. So don't look for them thing on social media. But in some forum, somewhere overseas or so, you go see pictures of that. Yeah, you go see pictures of those things. What are the benefits to the Grenadian people in relation to that? Only the people of St. John apparently are being told about that. So, yeah, that's what's taking place there. Anyway, 440, let me collect the phone, 440-7377, that's 7377. And the last caller did raise the issue of several things that were put forward by the present Attorney General when she was, I believe, the Public Relations Officer of the National Democratic Congress. And she spoke of, quote-unquote, loopholes within the citizenship by investment program. She mentioned things such as they are going to name all the people who obtain citizenship through the citizenship by investment program. They're going to make sure that the names of all these people are published so all Grenadians would know these are the people who have obtained citizenship over the past 3 months or 4 months or so. That they would scrap different aspects of it. You had their former political leader who is now a CBI agent himself, Mr. Victor Nazim Burke. You had their former political leader that said that they would basically scrap the program. They would scrap it. And then they have some mouthpieces out there trying to give you the impression that they have changed the program. The only thing they did to the CBI program in Grenada is one. They promised the U.S. Treasury Department, who's a dangerous set of people to promise them things and don't keep it, that they would not take people from Russia and Belarus. They would not take these people under the Grenada CBI program. They promised them that. They didn't keep that promise. The second thing is that they changed the name from CBI or CBI unit or whatever it was to IME. That's basically what they do. There was a process of how you go about vetting the people who are coming within Grenada's CBI program. They continued with that. And they basically continued with the program that the new National Party had. All they did is they make sure that it benefited specific groups of people now. Not Grenada on a whole, but it benefited specific people. If Grenada make 300 million off of it, but CBI raised 1-point-something billion, guess how much those local agents make? Yeah, I have no problem with people making their money, But come out and say so now, say something. Let Grenadian people know. Don't give us the impression that, you understand? Yeah. Don't get the impression, you understand? Brands, what go, girl? 440-7377 again, yes, as I remember again, yeah. There's a 3-year-old who is presently in Florida. She's from the constituency of St. Mark. She's presently in Florida, and she does have cancer. And the parents, they have a GoFundMe going. I will post it to the Talking Points Facebook page a little later this evening, so that those of you, I know that some of you that I sent it to, I saw that you all made a little donation. I know your all names that I sent it to, and I saw that several of you made a little donation. Those of you that can, please try and help as much as, you understand? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh boy, yeah, you see, good thing, right? Yeah, I didn't want to put the number out and thing, right? So somebody that is really trying to, tell them call and not the children, please. Yeah, let them call and not the children so we could speak with them. I had a feeling there's somebody that want to say something, so we don't mind if they call. Yeah, so they can give us a call. Just tell them give us a call, but don't let the children call, because the children I keep hearing and saying hello and so on. I think some of you may have heard it as well. All right. And remember, we have under half an hour remaining, so they need to call ASAP and listen to the phone line. Yes, so the MP is always in St. John. She's always there. She lets the people of St. John know exactly what she has brought back for the people of Grenada. The people of St. John, you all have the what? All afraid of. Or they could call and say, yeah, she talking the truth, you know, or she not talking the truth, and all they just don't want to call and say that. But let us know. You understand? She talking the truth, she don't talking the truth. Anyway, let me let you all know this one. The NNP St. Patrick West present a pre-Father's Day night out at the arena in Plain St. Patrick. Music by Just Gus and DJ Small Clothes. Early bird tickets $15, $20 at the door. For more information, contact I need to change my glasses. I ain't find I could see that. Hold on. Let me see if I could raise that a little bigger. Right. 435-4523. All right. So for more information, contact 435-4523. I hope I seen the right thing. I failed that eye test one time. Right. And the dance starts from 10 p.m. Yeah. 10 p.m. All right. Nice. 440-7377, 347-329-3109. Playing no more clips there again. That is it for tonight with clips. People don't start to complain. I put in their face, they too much. They don't want to see that one. And they don't want to see the other one. All kind of thing. You know, I'm playing one more. Let me play one more clip tonight. Not from that minister. Let me go back to the next minister. It's a piece I did play earlier. Let me see what that minister talking about there and thing. Yeah. Let me hear this minister again. Yeah.
Esteemed ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, we have mixed news. The Labor Force survey results for 2023 show that overall the unemployment rate dropped to 12%. Let me repeat this. The Labor Force survey results for 2023 shows that overall the unemployment rate in Grenada dropped to 12%.
Do you all really believe that the unemployment rate in Grenada is 12%? You all make a pass in some of those villages. You all go around the country and you go into some areas and you see what's going on in some of those areas. 12%? All right. We'll come back to that. We've got a call online. Hello, good night. Hi, good night, caller. You're live. Go right ahead.
Hello, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. You're live. Go right ahead.
I charge these people and them, especially that one or just talk the Fiona. We don't want to hear nothing from them. They're lying too much.
All right, there. Okay. All right. You see what has happened when I play the clips? Watch, sometimes I play in a clip and I getting good cost inside here, you know. So let me explain something to you. I'm trying to figure out how the unemployment rate could drop by 12%. To 12%, not by. She said clearly the overall unemployment rate has dropped to 12% in the state of Grenada. Now, the Sixth Census Project had close to 1,000 people working there, a little over 1,000 at a point in time. That wound down from 2022 into 2023. The project was finished. That 1,000 something people no longer work in construction there. Yes, it has provided some jobs. I don't think it's into the 300 or 400 range, but it has provided some jobs for people there right now. So you're not up to the level that you were at before, which means that you're still in the negative, right? You had the beach house project that was taking place down towards the airport. That, my good friends, is completed. So the construction workers, whether it was 100, 200, 300 working there, they're gone. If they find another project to work on, all well and good, but they're gone. Yeah? So if the unemployment rate drop, because I have people are contacting me on a daily basis looking for jobs. I've had to refer people to the National Insurance Scheme to try and get unemployment benefits because they have lost their jobs. You have people in the, is it called the mercantile industry, but those people who sell, they work in some of the stores in town and in Grenville and so on. And in some instances, because the income coming in to the store owners has significantly reduced over the past year and some, these individuals, added to the minimum wage being put in place, have had to release some workers. I know personally of people that had 6 working with them, and because of how the minimum wage was introduced, they have had to do, in one instance, they had to send home 3 out of the 6. They had to send them home. We can't employ you totally. In a next instance, what that individual did is that they gave 2 of the people, they gave them 2 weeks, and they rotate the 2 weeks because they had 4. So they rotate in 2 weeks between the 2 people. So you can't convince me that the unemployment rate in Grenada dropped to 12%. Make a drive in some communities in the middle of the day in Grenada and you go find out, and I'm not talking about on a Saturday or a Sunday, in the middle of the work day. Go into some communities, I ain't go call some name because I ain't want some stain. Go in some of the communities around and you go find out if the unemployment rate really dropped. Are they basing this on the fact that they've opened a call center in, where is that place called? In Bolio there. That they've opened a call center there? That call center won't reach up to the numbers that they have quoted. I think they're saying 700. That is not even close to that right now. I doubt it's even half of 700 right now. And it may reach 700 later in 2024, like down November, December, and possibly until January or the first quarter of next year, they may reach 700. And right now, call centers are a tenuous thing. Yes, they would provide immediate employment. But right now, if you recognize, technology has taken over from call centers. No longer, because many of the big companies that you're calling and some of the smaller ones, who the call centers usually work along with, they are now using artificial intelligence. So you can speak into your computer or speaking to your phone, and they have a piece of technology that they would probably pay $2, $3, or $4 million for, not have to worry about anybody striking, not have to worry about electricity and water and all this thing for a big area, or the possibility that COVID could come and they have to close down operations and lose money. No, they just buy a piece of technology and they do all the work. So call centers are things that will not exist in the next 10 years or less. So who want to focus on call centers? It's because they are short-sighted. Yes, it's going to provide immediate jobs, but they are jobs that will not be in existence in 10 years from. Just face the facts. I ain't saying that because a bad mind or something. I'm saying it because of the facts. You read Forbes magazine, you read The Economist, read the New York Times. When they're speaking about AI and some of the areas that will no longer have physical people working within the next 5 to 10 years, and call centers are one of the areas that I mentioned. In the same way, don't have somebody sitting in an office to answer a phone. Again, when you could use a piece of technology to do that, some places still old school, they might have somebody there, but generally you don't do that. In the same way, these big companies that are hiring the call centers to handle certain things for them, somebody call, they have a issue, dial this for this, dial that for that, and if you really can't get you, then you get a human being. They send you about 20 different places before they say, dial 0 if you want to speak to an operator, an actual human being. Yeah? And sometimes by the time you do that, you are number 227 in the queue. You understand? So, when you go through this thing, you have to understand that you're speaking to individuals who are not living in the reality that we are living in. It's obvious that they are not living in the same reality of us. Unemployment rate, yeah, that would be a nice figure for you all to feed to the International Monetary Fund. It'd be a nice figure because I think we're due for our checkup, our IMF checkup. And remember, the same Prime Minister is the one that said that you give the IMF what they want, man. The IMF does only report what people tell them. Yeah? So you could tell them what you want and that's what the IMF reported. The same people that be jumping up, IMF give us a good report. And based on what the NNP did, the report now is going to reflect a bit of what the NDC is doing because they're going to look at the short term but they're also going to look at the medium and the long term from what was done still during the New National Party period. So I believe if they're not being assessed now, they'll be they'll be assessed soon. No, listen, okay, I ain't gonna put up the face. All right, somebody say don't think it. Listen. That's a thing that we have, that colonial thing that we have, that people don't look good and all this kind of thing. We have to break that, and we have to stop trying to attack each other based on how we look and so on. We have to stop using European standards of beauty and this kind of thing. So I ain't agreeing with that, right? But I'm gonna play the voice for you. Let me.
Members of the media, we have mixed news. The labor force survey results for 2023 show that overall the unemployment rate dropped to 12%. Let me repeat this. The labor force survey results for 2023 shows that overall the unemployment rate in Grenada dropped to 12%.
So the unemployment rating, only 12% of Grenadians are unemployed right now. Yeah, only 12% of Grenadians are now unemployed. That's what, so says the minister. And we recognize that quite recently, I don't have that clip with me tonight, but we had Minister Toes was repeating something similar to that recently too. But when you check the actual figures, it is something totally different. Yeah, I think it was somewhere around 23 or something. Yeah, but we will get to that tomorrow night. Yeah, we will get to a bit of that tomorrow night. I wonder what's the unemployment rate in Carriacou? Lulu, what's the unemployment rate in Carriacou? Yeah, what's the unemployment rate in Carriacou? Seriously, what's the unemployment rate in Carriacou? Is it 12%? Only 12% of Carriacou people are not working? Carriacou Thematic people? Yeah, what about all the people who were in St. David? Yeah, and St. Andrew and St. Mark and so on? As I say, go into some of the communities and name the parish, I name in the specific area, St. George. Go into those areas, go around during 11, 12 in the day, 1 in the day, that kind of thing. Tell me if that look as 12% unemployment, all right? Yeah, tell me if that is 12% unemployment. And they won't clap for that, you know. Yeah, they won't clap for that. 440-7377, 347-329-31. I keep giving that number different every time I get, you know. I just realized that. Yeah, it's 347-329-3101. That's the number. 347-329-3101. That's the number for you to call there. And 440-7377. So, folks, just remember, you have the little one that needs our help. We had to help that little one. Yeah? That is Kalani. We had to help her beat cancer. Yeah, she had to beat it. Right? So, we had to help her beat cancer. So, there is a GoFundMe. I will post it to it's on my personal Facebook page. If you check the timeline on my personal Facebook page, it's there. But I'm going to post it to the Talking Points Facebook page before the end of the night. I'll post it there as well. So again, just reminding you all, even though we have a lot of time still, just reminding you all. So tomorrow night, yes, we'll discuss some of whatever takes place in Parliament tomorrow. But we have one or two other issues we will be raising as well. But on Wednesday and Thursday night, we want to give more heavy focus on what has been said in Parliament. We're going to try to put as much of that into the program as possible. So if you didn't get a chance to hear the MPs from the New National Party side speak tomorrow and on Wednesday, you will get that opportunity, God's willing, on Wednesday night and on Thursday night as well. We also may be having a slightly abbreviated program on Wednesday and Thursday night as well. Yeah? Yes, indeed. But somebody does crack me up with somebody take on it. But I'm trying to figure out if she's saying a 12% drop or a drop to 12%. And they're saying due to the, well, maybe all they need to redo that labor force survey. I don't know. Maybe they need to redo the labor force survey. Because definitely, I ain't find that mathing from what I seeing as reality outside there. From what I know, I could go into my inbox right now And I'm positive there's a new message from somebody. Mr. Scott, I know you know a lot of people. Do you know who is hiring? Do you know someone that is hiring people right now? I'm looking for a job and that sort of thing. Yeah? And strange enough, when I do get opportunities, you know, a few people call me asking for opportunities for young men. Yeah. I often have individuals who would contact me looking for opportunities, not for young ladies, but for young men, because some more physical tasks and so on. And they're looking for some young men to do that. So, folks, yeah, 440-7377, 347-329-3101. All tell me don't play the thing again so I can't play it again. Yeah, all tell me don't go and play the thing again so I can't play it again. I have to stop playing it. Yeah? Yeah, I have to stop. I can't go and play it if all tell me don't play it again. Yeah, so nobody from St. John ain't calling and tell us what the minister was saying. Nobody ain't calling us from St. John and tell us, well, no, one person called, well, a couple called from St. John. They just didn't identify themselves. I know them as people from St. John. But the people from St. John, the rest of us would like to know, what has the minister achieved on her travels? And let me get this straight. Under any administration, government ministers will be required to travel. Any administration, whether it's the NNP, NDC, back in the days of the GULP, the New Jewel movement, whenever, government ministers will be required from time to time to travel. There are many requests. I remember requests came in from some good friends of mine and some the UN, and so they at a time they wanted me to attend something in Thailand. Me and go. I could have go Thailand to see, well, I get Thailand stamped in my passport and that kind of thing. And look at Thailand stamped in my passport, boy, yeah, I've been over to that. I've been over to Asia in that, yeah, and I went to Thailand. Me and go. You know why I go? Because I thought it was more important to be here in Grenada. And not only that, if I could not show Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and the cabinet that there was a proper need for me to go there, that there was something in the technical sphere or financially that I could bring back for Grenada, if I couldn't convince them of that, I wasn't going to go anyway. Yeah? And there are many other instances that I know that I've been offered trips to go to different places while in government and turned it down. Because it was just basically for them to be able to say, well, we have a representative from Grenada here. So while it might look good on their end that, hey, we have a representative from Grenada here, does it look good on Grenada's end? What does Grenada gain from it? How does Grenada benefit from that? Yeah? Is there a benefit that's coming to the people of Grenada from that? Yeah? Well, no, look, somebody messaged me. No, they said that out. The MP said that she's always there amongst the people of St. John. She lives there, so she's always amongst them. So, all you could tell me differently, I don't know, you know. I just hardly be in St. John this year. Once every how much months I might make a pass through St. John. Doesn't, as I don't drive these days, so I don't be up there and them kind of things. So, I mean, all you could tell me, Cloger. All you could tell Florida. Mount Granby. All you tell me, someone all you up there, I mean, come on, Grand Roy. Yeah? None all you can tell me what going on. Black Bay. Okay, Black Bay, at least Black Bay. Somebody could, nobody. This is what is being said. And it's being said that they just speak to all you and tell all you. So I expect one of all you to tell us you. Because all you that know, so all you could tell us you. So we're still waiting to hear. All right? Nice. 440-7377-347-329-3101. We quickly running out of time. We only have roughly about 6 minutes remaining on tonight's program. So you all have got, if you've got to call, you've got to call right now. Yeah, if you're not able to call right now, you're going to miss the boat, because then we're going to have to wrap the program. Yeah. So that so everybody asking me in truth, yeah, no, I don't know if anybody was smoking anything when they say them. I don't know. I'm just repeating what the minister said. The minister said that all that is what they were able to get the unemployment rate down to. I can't say. The next minister says she does talk to she people in St. John. So she people in St. John know why she does go and what she bringing back for them. Right? So I don't know if she by she people she mean only she supporters and she doesn't speak to the others. Or if she does only speak to some people who close to her. But I don't know. None of them, the lines were open. We didn't block anybody. The lines were open. Any of them had the opportunity to call. But not just to call and say, yes, she does speak to us. They had the opportunity to call us and then shame us. They had the opportunity to call and say, well, look, hey, she does speak to us. Because look, she spoke to me and she said she was able to secure that for Grenada and she secured this for Grenada and she secured that for Grenada and so on. Yeah? Not that they went and basically model out there. No, that she went out and she was able to secure this, that, the other, and this kind of thing. But then again, we are commoners. She might be a big dog, a big boy. So who are we to ask questions of the big dogs? Or big boys. Sorry, I mean calling them a dog. Big boys. But she's a girl actually, so the big girls. So we can't ask questions. Don't ask that because it is considered that we are weaponizing the fact that they are out every minute. I wonder if they're even here now. They may be gone. Nah, Parliament tomorrow. They had to be here, yeah. But it might be gone by the end of the week again. You might hear they're gone. Yeah? Or next week, you might hear they're gone. Oh, this week, no, this month is Fisherman birthday and they have other celebrations in St. John. So all you might see them. Yeah? All you might see them. Folks, that's basically all the time we have for talking points tonight. It's been absolutely wonderful being here with you all tonight. Yeah? I really felt it on Thursday night when I had to actually call the transport, say, listen, I want to, but I can't make it because I knew I would not have been able to operate in studio. There was no possible way. I would have been here and I'd been in a lot of pain. So there was no way that I'd been able to operate in studio. We would not have been able to have a quality program. Yeah? I'd have just been there and I'd be grimacing in pain. So it did not make sense. I did say when I sent out that message on Thursday that we would attempt to do it on Friday. Again, the same problem continued. In fact, it actually got worse into Friday. Yeah? So we were unable to do it on Friday as well. But we are on tonight. We will make it up to you. We will be returning with the Friday night forum. Not this week, but we will be returning to you with the Friday night forum. So we'll be making up for the nights that we have missed. And you never know. I am actually considering to do something. Yeah? I'm actually considering something outside of Talking Points. Using the same network of another program, but we're going to have some more talk about that as well. You see, that's why I say the donations are important. There are other things that we want to do. We want to expand, yeah? And there are other things that I don't want to say on air, but I'll speak to you all personally. My good friends will speak personally about those things. So, folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. We'd like to thank all of the callers, our first callers for the month of June. We'd like to thank each and every one of you for calling the program tonight. Even those of you that didn't get through, the caller who was constantly calling, they said they were trying to get through to actually, and we were correct, they were actually trying to give us some information, but there seemed to have been some problem there. I don't know if they were letting the child hold the phone and they were listening to the thing, because not everybody, even though you may say it every night, sometimes people might be listening to you every night, but it might be the first time they're calling a program, and sometimes they're a little shaky. So you have to understand that. You can't be upset because you hear children there and that kind of thing, you know. That's why I got a person who I know go handle it properly for me to call them. So I'll get in contact with them, my dear. All right? Yes. So in everything you say and everything you do, do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. Those of you that can pay attention to the Parliament sitting tomorrow, please do so. Those of you that cannot do so, we would try to give you a synopsis of tomorrow's presentations during tomorrow night's program. We have one or two things outside of that we want to speak about, so we'll be doing that tomorrow night. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm out of here. Love each and every one of you. Looking forward to engaging with you all tomorrow night on Talking Points, God's willing. All right, so I am out. Let me see which one is a nice one to go with, man. Yeah, I think this one is a nice one to go with.